Hi, everyone.
Hi again. We're in Genesis chapter 43 at verse 15 and moving to verse 25. Joseph has sent his brothers back. They're coming back again to Egypt, and obviously still guilt-ridden, and that'll work itself out in this conversation they now have with the steward of Joseph.
So we saw changes in the brothers, but not so much in their dad yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so the men took that present gift and Benjamin, and they took double money in their hand, and arose and went down to Egypt, and they stood before Joseph. When Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the steward of his house, "Take these men to my house, and slaughter an animal, and make ready, for these men will dine with me at noon." Then the man did as Joseph ordered, and the man brought the men into Joseph's house. Now the men were afraid, because they were brought into Joseph's house, and they said, "It is because of the money which was returned in our sacks the first time that we are brought in, so that he may make a case against us, and seize us, and take us as slaves with our donkeys." And when they drew near the steward of Joseph's house, they talked with him at the door of the house, and said, "O sir, we indeed came down the first time to buy food."
And when we came to the lodging place, we opened our sacks, and there was each man's money in the mouth of his sack. Our money was in full weight, so we have brought it again with us. And we have brought other money down with us to buy food. We do not know who put our money in our sacks. He replied, "Peace to you. Do not be afraid. Your God and the God of your father has put treasure in your sacks for you. I received your money." Then he brought Simeon out to them. And when the man had brought the men into Joseph's house and given them water, and they had washed their feet, and when he had given their donkeys fodder, they prepared the present for Joseph's coming at noon, for they heard that they should eat bread there. So I can't help but notice the fear and the paranoia in it's because of the money, which was placed in our sacks the first time we're brought in, so that he may assault us and fall upon us and make us servants and seize our donkeys. So this guilt doesn't seem to go away.
No, it's fueled. It's fueling their fear, this guilt that they feel for what they did so many years before. So every time something happens that they don't understand, they have this fantasy that God's going to get me now.
Yeah, there's
for that guilt, for that thing I did.
There's no giving of any benefit of the doubt either to the steward or to Joseph that maybe this is happening to us because somebody wants to treat us kindly.
Yeah.
And then the man, the steward that is, in verse 23, actually has to reassure them. He has to say, "Peace to you, don't be afraid, your God." So your God and the God of your father. So he knows more about the providence of their God than they do.
Right. Yeah. So I think it's a good question for people for today too, because does our religion cause us to be fearful or to have faith? Faith as in the word trust, I think that's a good replacement word for faith. Does it make us trust that God is in control, that God will take care of things?
Yeah, we have noticed among Christians today a great deal of fear about the things coming upon the world. And yeah, there's lots of things to fear if you're looking at them.
Yeah.
But that's the art of being Christian, though, and trusting in what Jesus said. He explicitly addressed this issue of fear, didn't he?
Yeah. Feed your faith, not your fear.
Yeah, this is the passage I'm thinking of. It's in Luke 21, right after the reference to the Gentile times. We all know about verse 24 of Luke 21. But right after it, he says, "And there will be signs in sun and moon and stars, and on earth distress of nations in perplexity, because of the roaring of the sea and the waves, people fainting with fear and with foreboding of what is coming on the world, for the powers of the heavens will be shaken." Now that's a lot worse than anything we have to fear right now. I mean, the heavens themselves are going to be shaken. And the roaring of the sea could be literal. I mean, we're getting to the point now when we realize we've lost control of what we used to call the environment. We never were in control of it. It's just that we thought we were. But when it's plain we're not, what then happens? People fainting with fear and foreboding of what is coming on the world, for the powers of the heavens will be shaken, and they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. Now, when these things, all those fearful things, fear-inspiring things, begin to take place, straighten up, raise your heads, because your redemption is drawing near. So what we see happening in the world, as bad as it is, should actually excite us to feed our faith, which means not looking at the fear-inspiring things, but looking at the food God has given us to deal with such. The fear of the world is fed, I think, by dwelling upon the negative constantly.
I can't help but think of that song, Accentuate the Positive.
Oh, that's an oldie. That's right. That goes back to World War II, doesn't it? Accentuate the positive. They just had a World War. Eliminate the negative. Well, we can eliminate the negative as much as we can, but it's not like dwelling upon the things that feed our faith. So if we spent as much time on that, as much time, let's say, studying Genesis, as we do, more time studying Genesis than we do Revelation.
We'd build up our faith, our trust in God, and not be feeding fear.
Here's a little quote from Barnhouse.
So this was about what you see in the brothers. He says, "Happy the Christian who realizes that there is no true joy and blessing until he surrenders utterly to the will of the Lord. When we bring our beloved Benjamin and place him in the hands of our Joseph, we shall have grain. If we keep back anything from the Lord, he must in faithfulness cut off our supply." So
that's a great point. That Jacob will not give Benjamin up. And that's, of course, very understandable. But yes, if we hold anything back from the Lord, he can't bless us the way he wants to bless us.
It took the giving up of Benjamin for it to work out for them to get food for the family and really their whole redemption.
What's our link?
The link is JW Org. Priesthood is religion of dependence and fear. More Babylon than Bible.
We've done several videos on that particular subject. The religion that we were part of fed fear. And so it's no accident that ex-witnesses also are often consumed by things,
panic,
apprehensions, and even paranoia.
Worried about Armageddon
and fail to give, as the brothers here do, fail to give the benefit of the doubt to those who are quite willing to help them. We live in the same world they did, and unfortunately we don't have to. Well, fortunately, I should have said fortunately we don't have to, but unfortunately we do too often. We're more like Jacob than we are like Israel.
Okay.
See you next time.